all of our...
Oh, good. You got that. Hi, I'm Ben. Welcome to Video Marketing Unscripted, where we help growth stage companies better leverage video. Yeah, it's season 2. We figured some shit out. Anthony, Oh, that's right. No Anthony this season. I'd like to introduce everyone to David Olson, our new content strategist, and my new co-host here on Video Marketing Unscripted. David, welcome.
Thanks, Ben. It's great to be here.
What do you got there? You got a question for me or just some fancy machine?
This is the Quizilator 5000.
Sounds legit, okay.
It is a collaboration between the top minds in Silicon Valley and my Uncle Jimmy.
How novel. What do we got this week?
Today's question, Ben, is going to come from the Quizilator, which will scour the internet for the most searched for terms related to video marketing. And let's just see. Oh, perfect. How much should I be budgeting for video?
Okay, that's a good question. We get this question a lot in a lot of different forms. What I really want to make sure is clear that what I'm talking about here is how much each department should be budgeting for video. How much should you be setting aside and expect to spend on your video over the course of a year, let's say. So let's start with the marketing department. Most common department that's utilizing video, and I got a couple metrics that I can share with you there. So if you look at companies that have kind of average to moderate growth, they should be allocating about 10% of their annual revenue for their marketing budget. Some of you may be laughing, some of you may be thinking that you're getting away with murder here, but either way, that's kind of the expectation. So if we use that as part one of the equation, let's go ahead and fill in that 20% of your marketing budget should probably be going to video. So for example, if your company has an annual projected revenue of $5 million, then 10% of that number is going to be your marketing budget, and that would be $500,000. Now, 20% of that $500,000 is $100,000, so a $5 million company should be looking at about $100,000 in video marketing spend. There's a whole lot that you can do when you get to a certain tipping point in your video marketing spend. So you could go ahead and be conservative and, let's say, spend $20,000 on making a video. But if you're able to go ahead and spend $100,000 on video, you can get probably more of a 10x return on that spend than a 5x return because you're able to do more with what you're creating. So with that additional spend, you can actually go from making one decent video to several decent videos, but also complementary content that helps drive eyes to those anchor pieces of content that you really want people to see. So there's kind of this hockey stick effect that happens where for your first dollars that you're spending, or actually I guess for you it would be, for your first dollars that you're spending, the return is probably pretty flat. And then there's a sharp curve. And then of course at some point it's going to level off a little bit after you've spent, who knows, $500,000. But there's definitely this window there where you've got a sharper return on the investment that you're making. And so highly recommend taking that extra leap and putting more commitment into promoting the content that you're making. Now, in our experience, sales teams probably don't even have any hard budget they're working with. Whatever they need to spend to increase revenue, they've got a green light to do so. So let's talk a little bit more about return on investment with sales teams. So let's say you're the same $5 million a year revenue company, and you've got a 100-day sales cycle. If by utilizing video, we can shave 10 days off of that sales cycle, get it down to 90 days, then theoretically you should be able to generate 10% more revenue. So we're talking about $500,000 in additional revenue. So I would maybe spend $499,999 on video to do that, or whatever ROI you feel is comfortable. Now, that's just one way that video can help sales, and there's all kinds of ways that we can talk about maximizing that potential upside. Now, with customer experience teams, it's a little bit different. Customer experience teams, I like to look at it as more, how do you treat both sides of the equation? So a lot of customer experience teams are focused on answering support tickets, right? How it's time to answer, and how many more people am I going to need to put in place to answer the support tickets that we've got in place? So I prefer to look at it as, how do you minimize the support tickets that you've got? To answer more support tickets, you've got to put more people, more time, more money into that. To minimize the number of support tickets, you can offset that. So if we could set up a video FAQ, some person-to-person video conversations where one-on-one questions can be asked, but also then led to a playlist that shows you how to fix certain things. To head that off before it becomes a support ticket, now you're looking at the opportunity cost of what it would take to treat the volume that's there versus preventing that volume from growing in the first place. So to try to sum up, for marketing, 10% of your annual revenue, 20% of that marketing budget, that's your spend. For sales, think of the potential upside. And for customer experience, opportunity cost. So I hope that answered your question. We'll see you next time. You're welcome. Is your marketing, sales, or customer experience team not doing video right? I'm Ben Oliver, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it easily. Step 1, call Storyboard Media. Step 2, write them a big fat check. Step 3, boom, you're done!